Hello everybody, a quick question to you. Can you take 1 year off from your work and spend that entire 1 year on upskilling, taking it easy, and probably applying for a new job without a lot of stress? Can you do that? Just tell me in the comments. Take 5 seconds. Yes or no. Now, a lot of you might think that, hey, this is like practically impossible and I can't take 1 year off. Now, guys, you are between 25 and 35. You have a lot of career ahead of you. If you can't take 1 year to probably reorient your skills, then how can you sustain in this long journey? This is not going to be a T20 match. This is going to be a test match, trust me. And you need to be that Rahul Dravid, taking breaks in between. But I will also tell you why you can't take that break and how you can potentially break that shackle. The first reason why you can't take that break is because there is something called as EMI. Yes, you have monthly installments. You have gotten into a particular lifestyle. And for you to satisfy those requirements, you need to continue working. It could be a phone. It could be a home, or it could be a car, a bigger car, right? Their requirements, there is no end to this list. And we gotten ourselves into this lifestyle trap that we need to work now. There is no other alternative. Our dependency has increased. And this leads to a lot of frustration. We are always under that constant fear that, hey, my job, I might lose it. So let me work for 12 hours, 14 hours. Doesn't matter if I get that promotion or not, but I have to work long. Otherwise, somebody else will take my job who is ready to work for 14 hours a day. This fear basically dominates the freedom that we can work with. And there are people who can take breaks. Yes, there are people who do their MBAs in 40s. Right? I know I'm a graduate from INSEAD, and INSEAD has a program for 40-year-olds or 50-year-olds who can take 1 year break and then can do their executive MBA programs. It is possible. People do it. Please just don't get into that EMI trap and restrict yourself to fear rather than freedom. The second issue is also about, hey, I have no EMIs, but I fear that, hey, my technology stack is anyways getting outdated. Would I definitely get work if I go ahead and upskill in this Gen AI or any other such kind of platform or tool or software or technology? Well, the answer is, if you are again working with a lot of fear, the answer most probably is you won't get that bump up. But again, if you just go ahead and upskill, if you just go ahead and do that certification, add it on your LinkedIn and say that now I'm ready to conquer the world with Gen AI, will you get that new job? Most probably, once again, very difficult. Can you grow in your existing company? Again, very difficult. Then what is the crux of it? There are 2 or 3 things. Of course, we are in the technology world. So technology has to be at the base of it. You have to continuously upskill. There is no question about that. But add on top of that, there is something called as street smartness at work. How do you overcome all these politics? The first and the most important thing is, please go ahead, check at your workplace who are the leaders who keep using words like collaboration, empowerment in all their conversations. I'm just kidding. No, there are a lot of people who use these words without adding any real value. Just avoid them to start with. Right? You need to know who is your manager's manager. Is there visibility for your work to start with? It is extremely difficult to get that visibility. Let me tell you why. If your manager is on-site, or if your manager's manager is on-site, they are thinking that, hey, if I give visibility to Rahul, a great architect who is sitting offshore, then my job is at risk. So the on-site guys are protecting their jobs, which means you won't get that visibility. And a few days, few months, few years later, when they create that project list and they need to know who is the best person, then they have to get to your manager. They can't take a call. The senior VPs, for example, they can't take the call. They just don't know. Everything is guarded by the manager. Add on top of that, there are a lot of people, developers who don't just speak out. They say that, hey, my work will speak for itself. But no, bullshit. Your work won't speak for itself. Your manager has to speak for you. And why will your manager speak? There has to be a favoritism. All that nonsense will come into the picture. So it is your job to make sure that you are projecting or making your work visible to everybody. It is a part and parcel of your growth journey. The second thing is, you also need to build that good relationship with the client. Now, you can ask, hey, how do I build that good relationship with the client? There are multiple ways. One of the ways is you being strong on the technology front. Well, everybody is talking about Gen AI. Everybody is using Gen AI. In fact, if you look at the big tech companies, now close to 60 to 70% of the engineers are slowly transitioning towards Gen AI projects. Remaining 20-30% are just making sure that the legacy technologies and services are in status quo. So if you are somebody who is trained in Gen AI, if you are trained something in cybersecurity, cloud, then you bring up these conversations with your client one-on-ones, or when you have your status calls, they will remember you. They will make sure that in the next 2 months, if you don't attend a call, they will ask you, hey Rahul, why didn't you attend the call? Or in a group of 20 people, they will ask, hey, why didn't Rahul join the call? I appreciate their views. If that happens, you are in the best possible spot. So it is your job to make sure that happens. And the third thing, once you start slowly making sure that you develop that client rapport, it is your job once again to go and ask the client, hey, can you please give me feedback on paper, email? Just write that feedback and send it to my manager and my senior manager as well. CC them in that email so that everybody is in the loop. Everybody knows the work that you are doing. Otherwise, senior managers don't give a damn about technology. They don't know anything about the technology, right? Most probably, if you yourself don't know about Gen AI, imagine 10 years, somebody who has 10 plus, 15 plus years experience, would they have any experience or understanding of the technologies, latest technologies that you are working on? Highly unlikely. So the metrics based on which they are judging you are very different and outdated probably. So they need to know or hear about you from your client. This is called as street smartness. Yes, the underlying technology base, your skill in the technology matters a lot, but this also is very important. Now you might say that, hey, I'll work for 12 hours, 14 hours, but it is not necessary that you work for 12 hours, 14 hours. Even if you work for 8 hours, if the client wants you, the team cannot do anything. The team just needs to put your profile forward, or the team needs to make sure that, hey, you are in the system. So it is not just about 12 to 14 hours of work every single day, guys. You need to learn how to prioritize. You need to know how to play this game well. If you don't know how to play this game well, then your career is at a big risk. This is what exactly I wanted to share through this video. Now, why is this also a big risk? Is because there are next generation of engineers that are coming into the market. These are trained by their parents. These engineers are trained by parents who are born in 70s. And the parents know these things. And the parents are making sure that the kids are not taking any EMIs. The kids understand what the word like liability means. We heard the word liability probably once we started work, right? What is a liability versus what is a must-have in our life? But the kids right now in their high school, in their middle school itself, knows what is liability and what is something that they really, really need. And you are competing with them who are operating with a lot more freedom. Freedom is the key word here again. If you can develop that freedom mindset, which could come primarily without any fear. If you are leading a lifestyle where you don't have too many EMIs to manage, you are comfortable leaving your job then and there itself, then you are at a great advantage. It is not about your technical skills, but it is about your street smartness and also about how much freedom you are operating within your own ecosystem. Try to develop these two things if you are born in 90s. And if you are moving towards your 40s, if you are born in 80s, I made this video where I talked about, hey, what are the corporate issues in 40s? If you want to learn or move ahead a bit more, do check out this video. It has got more than 200,000 views, 2 lakh views, and almost everybody has agreed with that viewpoint as well. So why don't you prepare yourself a bit in advance as well. See you in the next one. Hope this is helpful. If there are any points that I did not cover, or if there is any point which you want to add as a solution, do let me know in the comments, and I will make sure that I will pin that comment and make sure everybody else is reading that comment as well. Thank you so much, guys. See you again in the next one. Bye-bye.